have been great to me. And even with disagreements, there's been a resolve, so for me so far right now, I'm in good terms and good standing with everyone, I think. And I'm able to sleep at night, so I'm doing pretty good.
You're doing pretty good. What about, we saw she had this destination mini wedding, but I mean, it sounds like there's this plan to do this big event, which I imagine is going to be filmed next season. Like, are you going to be involved in that? Any updates on that?
We don't know. When we have the official cast for next season, we'll see if I'm in it, and if so, and she asked me to help her in a capacity, then maybe we'll definitely discuss and see what happens.
But you do want to pass on helping Nicole because you say that you want to remain friends with her.
Well, I mean, it's just that, I'm not going to be the one that plans everybody's wedding on one show. I mean, I've got other things going on for sure on a personal level that I think that would be, great to share in some capacity. So, I'm a woman, I'm a human being. I have emotions. I have my own thing going on. And I know that people see me as a professional first. And it's kind of interesting to see the shift into personal Guerdy, like what's up with Guerdy, Yeah,
absolutely. Well, listen, there's a lot that happened this season on Real Housewives of Miami. So I just want to get, Alexia was here, Larsa was here. I got their takes. I want to get some of your takes on some of these things that have happened. So there was a lot of criticism from like the audience to Alexia on this whole, talking about like her ex-husband and her father and like revealing their sexuality. She got a lot of criticism. She got a lot of applause, but she got a lot of criticism. Like, you're basically like revealing the sexuality of like two people that have passed away. Is that really your story to tell? Like, where do you fall on all of that?
It affected her bigly, like literally, like she was at the core of all these relationships. So it is also her story to me. I feel like, think about it. It affected her. It affected her outlook probably. So yes, now there's a camera, and yes, she needs to go back in time and say it, but it really, her going into a brand new relationship, she has to close the chapters of the past, and that's very well connected. I think I understand why she had to do it, put it that way, whether people like it or not. Yeah.
What about, she did go and meet, Marysol said she never could have handled this. She did go and meet with her ex's, ex-lover,
Yeah.
I think, Mr. Firefighter Russell is very straight, but what if, Guerdy, like, what if you had someone that
I would need to go and see, like, that's such an unknown. And I just don't even understand how she was able to not even do that before. Like, I would want to know right off the bat, so for her to really kind of say, okay, I thought I was over it. Now I got to open Pandora's box and see what's in it. That is nuts to me. Like the house, this, so like the whole thing that she was able to kind of discover, I think helps so much in the closure of it all. So now she's able to go around the moon once, and now she's back in the same center, and now she's able to move on to the next freaking planet, honey. Okay, so yeah.
And listen, if you dangle something in front of me, I mean, I want to know what's behind door number 2.
Yeah,
that's just 100%.
Me. There's no way that she would have been okay not doing what she did. So, whether people don't criticize it or not, it's like, it just so happened that it happened on camera. Okay, fine, but it happened, and she needed to do it to me, Yeah.
Totally. That makes sense.
Yeah.
What about all these people out there that are saying like, Alexia carried the season? Like, there's so much that it was going on. Like, Alexia carried the season, period.
You can't compare Alexia's traumatic, issues with her mom that happened, and then the whole situation with her relationship with her son and her new, husband to be. You cannot even compare it to freaking foot massage. Like hello, like it's not even comparable. I could have tap danced my way through that season and done anything I want, cartwheels and all that. It wouldn't matter because that was real life. That's like real shit. And so yes, season 4, Alexia, 100%, I would say had her storyline is incomparable for sure. It's not even it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So season 4, so like, well, hopefully things get better with it all around, that she ends up having a little petty argument like I did, and we're able to all have a level playing field. But right now I have to say, Alexia, and and is it something to be proud of? I mean, unfortunately those are sad things that are happening, but I think that the audience like the entertainment aspect of it, like, oh, and it's so, okay, yes, she carried the season. So.
Right, and is that even a bad thing? Like you said, not really, like Every season is different.
Exactly.
What about, here we are at this dinner and Marysol asked this question, who would you trust the least? I mean, is this shady? I mean, like how does that question, how is there any positive resolve from a question like that?
My girl Marysol, she was stirring the pot, stirring it. I mean, she's good at that. I think, she's clever and she's good at that. I mean, I wasn't there for it. And honestly, I was saying that if I was there, it would have gone a completely different route, I think, because it's timestamped. You're talking about something that happened before she even met these people. So why are we even talking about it now? Like, I would have kind of like questioned that whole content, like moving on, unless you got actual receipts, move along, nothing to see here, people,
You think if you were there, you could have like resolved this?
That would not have dragged on the way it did. And the thing is that everyone else stayed silent. I couldn't have stayed silent. And it's funny because people are like, oh, Guerdy's so sweet. And I am sweet. And Guerdy's she's not like, she's not confrontational. What? you just saw more professional Guerdy this time around because naturally I was on the planning mode. But other Guerdy, it's not what you think at all. I have I was known. I was the girl that they used to call back when I was in France to go beat up the guys who used to make fun of other people. Like they'd be like, okay, I'm gonna call Guerdy on you. Oh, I will confront you. I have no problems with that at all. Yeah.
So if someone comes for you in the future, you have no problems?
Absolutely not. But I'm nice and I'll smile and I'll tell you, but it's gonna go down the way it goes down, but it's not, it's not gonna be just me taking it laying down. No.
Right. Well, I mean, what about if you were at this dinner and you had to speak up? Who would you have said you trust the least?
Would I have played the game is the question, right? So you never know, right? But I all these kind of scenarios and what if and who would you have? It's just like recipe for conflict. So I don't know. I'm not conflict driven, so that's just me. And so I don't know if I would have even played the game. I don't know.
That makes sense. You're not conflict driven. You're working. And if someone comes at you, you'll stick up for yourself. I'm totally the same way. I'm not going to come for you first, but if you come for me,
ring a ling a ling. What I said at the reunion, I'm like, honey, you want to ring this doorbell? Ring it good, So yeah, for sure.
And just ring it once, because that's all you need to do, right?
That's right.
What about, did you learn anything this season from Larsa? I mean, did you learn anything about OnlyFans?
Well, I may explore OnlyFans, obviously not for, not for this. I feel like she said, I think we need to watch what happens. She goes, well, Guerdy's so conservative and I don't dress like so showy and stuff, but I think that I would do it for the professional side. I think it's actually clever in a way to be like, okay, you want to know how I set this table up and, see the back of the house. I don't know how I did that behind the scenes. OnlyFans, and then somebody clicks and you get a upgrade to pay to see the inside details, so that's actually a clever concept for sure. And I think that now it actually evolves into professional, like actual chefs out here and all that stuff. So you never know what the future holds. I don't throw rocks over there